welcome to 2020. We're going to start in just a few moments. We still have people joining us. I'm very excited to be at the beginning of a new decade, as I'm sure all of you are, although for some of us it doesn't feel like too much is changing since last year. So we have a few people jumping on and saying hi. Hi everyone from Santa Barbara, fabulous, and Kentucky. We also do have question and answer available today. There's a little button down the bottom of your screen. If you feel that you would like to ask a question at any time throughout today's presentation, you may do so in there. We do our best to answer all questions, of course, but again, it is at the discretion of what is arising at that time and the discretion of the masters too. So we're just about there. I just wanted to wish you all a beautiful next hour and a half. It's a wonderful opportunity for us just to step into possibility and potential. There's a lot of movement on the planet at this time. We're all feeling, should we be jumping in? Should we be observing? Should we be holding space? Should we be taking action? So it's a very interesting time. And I don't think from a personal point of view that there's necessarily rules about what we should or shouldn't be doing at this time. I think it's really a wonderful opportunity to allow consciousness that is you, as you, from you, to arise as it does, and direct your focus where you are being led to direct your focus. So for some people at this time, it's really about taking a lot of action and being very clear and decisive in your action. And for others, it's about being in a state of presence. Interesting year coming up this year. Will a state of presence converge in the same moment as a state of action? I think in our sense of duality in this world and our experience as humans, there have been two distinct experiences for us, one a sense of presence and one a sense of action. So it'll be interesting to see how we combine those two states of being this year coming. So I'm hoping you can all hear me okay. I think we are about to begin. I'm just going to get my own little recorder set up here too. Very well. Let us begin. So themes for 2020, 2020. We are with you. And you are with us. We are in you and you are in us. There is nothing that is not shared about the experience in 2020 for humanity. Indeed, this year is the year of shared experience. How is it that you move out of your singularity, out of your perceived sense of individual identity, and move into that which is a shared experience? We want to say to you, blessed ones, that this is the time to understand that although your presence may only be experienced within yourself, your actions will inevitably involve an observation and participation with others. Now, what do we mean by this? This year for you is about how to understand that others are an extension of you. How others in their collective form not only appear in your view, not only seem to extend yourself in terms of your desires, in terms of what it is that you wish to create, but this manner of shared experience will make it very apparent to you that all that you see, all that you engage with, all that you view is indeed an extension of you, and therefore it is very difficult for anything to occur in a sense of singularity or in a sense of isolation. You have long understood that you are the center of your reality. And yet at this time of the planet, your attention is being drawn to what can we do to assist others? What can we do beyond ourselves? What can we do over there? What can we do for those poor people, those poor animals, this poor planet? When you understand shared experience, you begin to understand that the empathy and the emotion, the angst, the fear, the grief, the joy that you experience in observing others, in essence, is the epitome of the shared experience. Now, from this state of shared experience, there are many wise beings that would say, my awareness of the other, my understanding of the other, my empathy and compassion, or my sheer pure observation of the other is enough to demonstrate collective experience. Indeed, enough to demonstrate the unification of consciousness on your planet. And yet from this place, there also arises a sense of desire for action. We say unto you, blessed ones, that desire for action in the year 2020 can only arise in an effective form from a state of presence, from a state of acknowledgement of shared experience. There are many that may say unto us, yes, but unless I take action, I am of no assistance. Unless I take action to create an effect, what is the point of me being here? And yet we say unto you, the deliberate presence of you acknowledging the shared experience, acknowledging the totality of experience for yourself, in your view of others, is the presence that can transform this planet. If humanity has a very clear understanding in 2020 through to 2023 that all experience is shared, it indeed changes the collective nature of belief on your planet. It changes the collective nature of belief because you begin to understand that nothing happens in isolation. And it's not that you begin to experience the effect of action. It's not that you begin to experience a trickle down experience or a ripple experience. You actually experience things as they are happening. And so it becomes more and more difficult for humanity to act from a sense of isolation, to act from a sense of contained reality. You begin to experience the effect of your action almost instantaneously. In this way, humanity begins to understand that not only does nothing occur in isolation, but that cause and effect indeed happen in the same moment. This is the collapsing of distance, the collapsing of individual action, and the beginning of a collective and shared experience for humanity. So 2020, blessed ones, you begin to understand, is an experience and a year of shared experience and nothing. Shared experience and nothing. A feeling of belonging, a feeling of isolation, a feeling of fullness, a feeling of emptiness. And indeed, this year for many will be a contrasting experience between feeling very unified in your day-to-day experience and feeling very isolated, feeling very directioned, and feeling very lost. You understand, of course, that the nature of the zero is the 0 point, the creation point, the beginning, the all, and the nothing. And indeed, the experience of duality within your third dimensional reality has been an experience of the two. But when the two sits alongside the 0, you actually experience the collective nature of the two, rather than the two being in separation. In other words, you begin to experience 1 and 1 and 11, two humans facing each other, acknowledging the shared nature, holding the space of the 0 point between you. It no longer becomes about a dualistic, separated experience. Indeed, the very symbolism of the yin and the yang is what we would understand the year 2020 to be about. Having a complete experience of your own separation, and then having a complete experience of the unification of shared experience. Now, does shared experience mean, blessed ones, that you need to be necessarily physically engaged with others? That you need to go and participate in community? That you need to become a connected and visible part of groups? We say unto you, not necessarily. For some of you, that will be the natural inclination. And yet for others, you will be able to experience that camaraderie experience that collective nature of human association and engagement through your own sense of being. Feeling in one moment that you completely belong to humanity, and feeling in another moment that perhaps you do not even exist. Having moments where you are incredibly visible and in moments where you are incredibly invisible. Such is the nature of the planet at this time. How is it that there is so much joy and so much compassion sitting alongside grief and fear? How is it that there is so much concern and so much celebration for the earth simultaneously? Ask yourself this: which one is the shared experience and which one is this experience in isolation? Something for you all to consider in coming months. So if you understand this notion of shared experience in 2020, 2020, you begin to understand that it is not wise for you to seek consistency in the coming months. It is not wise for you to seek consistency in your leaders. It is not wise for you to seek consistency within your emotions, nor within your physical body. Because your physical body and your emotions at this time, as in your exterior perceived structures, are also being imbued with this sense of 2020. Which means that there are times where you feel as if everything is in balance and times where it feels as if it is about to crumble. The simultaneous experience of these things is what brings you into the unified knowing of what is. Now, it's a very curious question. What is? Is it not? Humans at this time can see very clearly what is not, but they cannot see very clearly what is. Indeed, 2020 is a time where you begin to see what is not. You begin to see what is not real. You begin to acknowledge what is not real. You begin to acknowledge the actual fabric of dimension. Humans begin to actually see the fabric of belief. And so this is the year of question. This is the year of what is not. 2020. Blessed ones, we say to you that within your bodies, there is a great sense of gravity at this time. Many of you are feeling very heavy in the legs and the hips. Many of you continue to feel tightness around the head, around the throat, and around the chest area. Be ye very aware that as you move into shared collective experience in 2020, that's not just shared collective experience for humanity, it's shared collective experience for all aspects of consciousness and perceived life on your planet. This is when the planet moves into a more unified experience so that the pulse of the planet can be felt. 2020. It means that whatever the earth is doing, the collective fields for human experience are doing. It means that whatever the crystalline substances within your planet are doing, the human physical body is doing. Why is it that this is occurring at this time? And the question arises in this moment, has this always occurred? Has there always been simultaneous agreement between all aspects and points of consciousness of life on this planet? We say unto you, yes. However, the systems of belief and grids for reality and certain templates for experience have prevented this sense of unified pulsation of experience. When a planet resets itself, when a reality seeks to reform, recreate, begin anew, it always comes back to the zero. Even within your own bodies, the heart beats. It beats. It beats. 20. 20. Is there death in the zero? Is there life only in the two? Or is every moment in between an opportunity for life to begin again? Indeed, it is only the human concept of linearity that pinpoints a beginning. In fact, there is a beginning in every moment, in every breath. And so the human body begins to become aware of this pulse of creation, the cosmic rhythm of propulsion. It is wise for you to be very gentle with yourselves at this time, because just as there is this gentle propulsion and this pulse that you begin to feel with your emotions, with your enthusiasm and motivation, with your body and its functioning, you begin to understand that there are times where you will want to be asleep. There are times that you will want to be still. And there are times where you'll want to be very awake and very engaged several times throughout the day. This is not to be negated nor resisted. It is your great opportunity to go back into the center point of reality, the center point of the planet, and begin again in each moment. This is indeed why many of you are feeling within yourselves that you want to be sleeping multiple times throughout the day, and perhaps intermittent sleep at night. Reset, reset, reset. Watch and observe what happens for you, because as you arise from that moment, everything feels new. It may take some moments for you to even ascertain where you are. Where am I? Who am I? It is wise for you to take note of this and to feel the joy and safety within it, because there is not fear in the disidentification that happens when you arise from this 0 point state. It is instead possibility. I can be anyone from this moment. When I went to sleep, I was this. When I woke up, now anything is possible. Watch how it is only the mind that brings you back into continuity. Oh yes, that's right. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I need to get done today. How many of you are awakening in the morning and feeling confusion? It is only when the mind comes in that you regain your reference points and off you go. So give yourself time to sit in that space of possibility when you awaken. Give yourself the time to be in the space of, I do not know who I am in this moment. I do not know why I am here. I do not know what it is that I must do. Ask yourself this, is the planet also in this state at this time? Remember, we have said unto you unified experience. Is the planet also resetting? Is it that the planet also awakens from a pulse state and says, we don't really know what we are supposed to be. We don't really know what we are supposed to do. Fascinating, fascinating questions. So we say unto you, blessed ones, this is a year of great beginnings, but it is also a year of finding your balance. But the balance is not within your thinking systems, nor within your emotional state. The balance is between the 2 and the 0, the shared and collective experience and the no state, the no thing, the everything and the nothing. This is not a year to become committed. This is a year to find the place of comfort for yourself between these 2 states. This indeed is the bridge between 2 paradigms. Humanity must learn how to be on the bridge before it can move to a new earth. Now, the new earth reality is already created. The new earth reality is created, and you've known this for some time. You've known that the physical planet is a form of reality, and it is not about changing this form of reality. It is about acknowledging multiple realities, acknowledging that there is another version of the planet. In fact, there are multiple versions of the planet. But how is it that human awareness and consciousness, how is it that you, as your point of origin for observation and experience, can wake up within a new reality? Is it through toiling? Is it through work? Is it through labor? Is it through assertive effort and focus? Is it through releasing? Is it through gaining? Is it through movement? Is it through stillness? Or is it through your ability to understand that as a multidimensional being, it is your greatest honor and privilege to learn how to be in both states? 2, 0, 2, 0. This indeed is your great honor, privilege, joy, and challenge in 2020. How do you be in both? And there are many questions that we receive consistently, because humans like to be consistent throughout the year, that are about how do I be in this multidimensionality and still attend to third dimensional tasks, requirements, commitments. We say unto you 2020. This is the year where you learn that you can engage in both. It is not a requirement for you to be in one or another. You are not required to be in one state of reality. That's not honoring your capacity. That's not honoring your capacity. So, blessed ones, this is not about a game of moving or graduating from one reality to another. Have I done enough? Have I been a good boy or girl? Have I done everything that I need to do to graduate, to be here? That's not how it is. This is about understanding your capacity and your right to be in both. Why should you choose? Indeed, choice and sacrifice in such a manner, opportunity, cost, a choice between limited options is a very third dimensional concept, and it's not valid for the multidimensional beings that you are. This is about knowing that you have the capacity to be in multiple versions of reality. Therefore, your great joy in 2020 is being in the third dimensional reality and then being in a different reality. 2020. So yes, you have your moments where you are quantifying your lives. Here is a balance sheet. This is a snapshot of my value and my position and my security. And in the next moment, you're in the zero, and actually your value cannot be quantified. So it's not about one or the other. You don't have to be one or the other. You can be both. Indeed, this one is quite perplexed on this day because they immediately after this experience will be asked to involve themselves in questions of finance, in questions of banking, in questions of quantifying their own value. And they have asked us the question on this day, why is it that I can be in this space and delivering such information, and then in the next moment, my attention is required to be drawn to such finite concepts of limitation? And here is the answer for them, as it is for you, because this is the year that you learn and you understand and you become at peace with doing both. Because just because your focus is in one place, it does not mean it is committed there. It does not mean that that is where it must stay. This is your great opportunity as sovereign beings to have the freedom to be here and then here and then here and then here. Now, why is it important? Listen carefully. Why is it that so many humans who have become conscious, who have had a glimpse of multidimensional reality in themselves, then proclaim with such angst? But I have understood, I have learned, I've been doing my meditation practice, I have understood the workings of the universe. Why must I still deal with such things? Why must I still be involved with such limited concepts, with such structures that are not about freedom? And we say unto you, because you can. But you are not bound by them. That's the key. That's the difference. You now have the ability, the awareness, and the conscious understanding to be able to shift your focus whenever you can, whenever you want to, as you wish. So it's not about how do I earn my way out of third dimensionality. It's about now I have the capacity to engage with it or not. And that is your great demonstration to yourselves on this day and in this year, 2020. I engage with this, and now I engage with this, and now I engage with this, because that's what freedom is. It's your ability to move into different versions of reality as you wish. Freedom is not something that is granted to you because you graduate or you've been a good boy or a good girl. So we are being very direct in the way that we share this with you on this day. Shared experience. Because what you've been aiming for, what some of you have been aiming for, is to get out of one situation and get into another, when you have not really encompassed the possibility that you can do everything. And why should you not? Why should you be exclusive? Where does this notion come from? Exclusivity. Even within some of your religious contexts on the planet, there is this idea that there is a limited number of places available for those who graduate with their understanding, that there is a limited number of human beings that can earn their sovereignty. And yet we say unto you, it is the birthright of all conscious beings on this planet. Indeed, even your trees, your animals, your rocks, and your minerals on this planet all are completely aware of their multidimensional realities. All completely aware. It is only the human and the human's insistence on being one thing, focusing in one life, focusing in one area, excelling in one direction, that limits your ability to choose. The ultimate choice, indeed, is your choice to focus in any direction. So that is when you become accomplished. This is what success in the earth reality is. When you look at the great masters and the gurus on the planet, are they the ones that are limited with where their attention is, or is their attention everywhere as they choose? They cannot be contained with their view. Indeed, the view itself cannot be contained. So let us move to the next understanding of this. If you understand that this is your right, that this is your great capacity and opportunity to play with and explore in the year 2020, you also begin to understand that the shared experience is not only about experiencing that freedom within yourself, but also sharing it with others. So how is it that you can have this understanding and then share it with others? Because humans always ask questions of such practical nature. We say unto you, there are many manners of sharing this experience. And the first one, of course, is the acknowledgement of the collectivity within you. Within me at this time, I acknowledge that I am sharing what and experiencing what others are experiencing. Of course, then there is an exchange system, that thought of exchange system that arises within humans. If I am sharing this, I want to express it to others so that there is an effect. I want to share it so there is an effect. I want to express it so that someone can move into agreement with me. Now, you must be very aware that this system of exchange, this system of, well, now I will share it in the world and I will make my living, or now I will express it and then the situation will be calmer. You must be very aware that this system of cause and effect and exchange is unlikely to be your experience of shared energy, shared consciousness in 2020. It is more likely that things will occur simultaneously and in agreement with you. In other words, your experience of sharing with others becomes, oh, I am experiencing this too. It becomes more about agreement than effect. It becomes more about acknowledgement than reward. In other words, it is a new experience for you, that you are experiencing what others are experiencing and others are experiencing what you are experiencing. Indeed, this is the nature of collective consciousness becoming aware of itself as one entity. So it is wise for you not to seek reward, not to seek exchange, not to seek effect. This indeed is the collapsing of that dualistic experience of your world. The shared experience for you is very surprising. It's very surprising because it comes up in a very unexpected way. It comes up in a thought that you have and suddenly it appears on your screen. Or you have an idea about something and someone else is expressing that idea. This is a very joyful way for you to understand that unification is apparent.